we are recording.
Okay, so last time we successfully evaded the thought police physically. We decided to quick and dirty pull off this heist that we were trying to plan just moments before. Entering into the sewers, we encountered we can only assume to be some sort of sewer sweeps that we can hope are employed by the Hex, but who knows. We adventured for a bit within the sewers to find a trapped and barred door that we managed to clear thanks to Hain being able to slip through walls and Ren being able to dispel magic. Traveling through that for a while, we eventually discovered a moving alchemist's hut, replete with many plants and many potions, or at least recipes for potions, of which Mel was very excited for. We rode for an hour and a half to find that it only goes in a circle, and we have to make a specific potion to make it stop. Once we figured that out, we managed to find this subterranean lab in which Hain's head was contained. Seemingly there have been multiple subjects for this. The only result we know of is the second subject, to which the door to that enclosure was bowed out because it blew up. Walking beyond that to the fourth door, we find Hain's head, as well as through Wolfheart's special sight and other senses from other people. Also managed to find the strange psychic golem that is tied to it. Hain goes to put his head on and collapses. We have a bit of a freak out. Try to leave immediately. Find out we can't do that. And a member of the Hex shows up. Thankfully, this one seems to be on our side, or at least doesn't care what we're doing. As she basically throws her hands up in the air, goes, I keep the head. I don't care. Just don't take the doll with you. I'll take that. Where do you want to go? We want to go as far away as possible. But we also want to go somewhere strategic. So we choose Pickham. She magics us off to Pickham. And as we arrive there, Hain finally comes to. I guess it wasn't that long, so finally is a bit of the wrong word, but... And we ended on him looking up at her, at Ren, and saying, wow, you're beautiful. A fucking cliche.
Miles also told she would be kidnapped if she left Wolfheart's side.
Yeah, well, Yeah, that's great. Apparently, we decided City of Thieves was a good place to go. Where we're going from here? I think the plan is to try to meet up with Hain's people at their main base of operations, from what we know. But first, we gotta get out of Pickham without getting all our shit nabbed.
So Pickham is known as the City of Thieves.
Well,
Pickham is known as the City of Thieves.
I believe Elias has stated that explicitly.
Yes.
Or at least in the multiple times that he's mentioned it, has gotten that point across regardless.
It is actually renowned across the continent as a place to go if you want to get rich quick.
Oh.
Oh, no wonder he loves this place.
Or a place to go if you want to get poor quicker.
Yeah, that feels more accurate.
This place out in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah.
Yep.
Was it the Las Vegas of this place?
Yep.
Probably.
It literally is, as there is a giant casino in the middle of town. No one... Oh, let's see, what was the name again? Hold on, it's right here. Ezekiel's Run.
That's bullshit. Vegas was clearly made by a wizard in the desert. Who the fuck made this?
Did you say Ezekiel?
I did.
Ezekiel.
Yep. Ezekiel's Run.
You don't get to groan, Mike. I've heard the puns that make you laugh.
Who made
No,
this
it's-
town again?
What's that?
Is that who made this town? I can't remember.
Joshua.
Ah, okay.
Are you feeling alright, Hayne? I don't know if, having your head reattached, there's some senses you were missing that you have back that are disorienting you.
Holy shit, do you need to eat now?
You can see that Hayne is blinking and squinting a lot. He's just kind of looking around.
As a picture, Brad is just like, catatonic.
Do you still have smell-o-vision? Like, along with your eyes as well? Or is it, like,
No, I think he
completely
has
off?
normal vision.
It would be really interesting if he had both. Just, like, forever on.
Turn it on and off, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it was on by default.
Yeah, hold on, Maz. Yeah,
yeah, he's laying there like, too much information.
I will try to focus and switch back to spirit sight, aka smell-o-vision.
Wait, this is the first time you've ever seen us. You don't know what we look like.
All right. You find that with your head attached, you are unable to enter into spirit vision. However, due to your undead nature and your need to not actually have your head, if you remove it, just pop the old cap off, then you can access
God.
your spirit vision.
Got
hate
it.
that.
So his head is a jack-o'-lantern and his spirit flame is the candle.
Oh, God. I guess this means that Ren's gonna be carrying around that head a lot. It's like his purse.
Nope.
That's fi-
Nope.
Like, babe, hold my head.
Ren's not gonna touch. No. No.
Well, she might make an exception. Anyways.
Well, maybe.
Exactly. Like,
Anyways.
come
I will pull out from my bag. Normally they're supposed to be like the glasses to help like from snow blindness, but for people who haven't seen in a few years, they'll work fine. And just like
Sure.
plop them on Hayden's head so it's not as bright for him.
Now I've got cool sunglasses.
Basically,
You can see Haynes kind of like trying to like.
trying to, like...
I think his internet might have hiccuped.
Oh no.
Focus. It's not I can't exactly choose. I just have to take my head off. Just going back and forth, like when you're like trying to see how bad your eyesight is and taking your glasses on and off. He's doing that with his whole head.
Is it better or worse? Better? One
One
or
or
two?
two.
One or two.
What if he puts the head on, we all move out of his field of vision, and then we just one at a time come in, introduce ourselves, and then leave his field of vision. That way he gets less overstimulated.
It's gonna be stimulating no matter what.
That-
He
I
doesn't
mean,
have
he's-
vision here.
Seeing all of us. No, so I think it might be a little late for that. It's more seeing it all that's probably the.
How about you just close your eyes? Keep the head on and just close your eyes. Just like process the fact that you have eyes now, yet again.
Side note, we should actually probably really get out of
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you guys just find that you're standing on a street, not the main street, just like
just
on one of the side
break
streets.
and kick him.
I
Nice.
should also point out, Haynes still on fire. It didn't stop.
Oh God.
But it doesn't hurt, so we're just rolling with it.
Yeah, it's not burning him or his clothes, so you know what? That's fine.
Or Ren, who's holding him.
Focus it to like suppress it a little bit, and the blue flames kind of like die down to the point where like it's not engulfing his whole body, but there's still like little like
Patches.
little bits of flame just kind of like shooting out of his neck. Like it almost looks like he's wearing like a necklace of blue flame.
That's really cool, actually.
Hmm.
I also picture the black hair of the head as it's after being wreathed with the blue flame. Now it's like black with like blue highlights. Just trying out different ideas for when I commission artwork for Hane with head.
No, I like it.
Yeah, fair. I would assume that Alliance knows somewhere we could go for right now that's relatively safe.
Yeah.
Or at least I'm not gonna get like.
Okay, we go there.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the city, and like usual, Josh wasn't here when we needed him.
But when the world
Yeah,
needed
he
him
takes
most,
you to the pickled porcine
fucking
The pickled pig?
Yeah.
basically.
Is he
Okay.
pickled porcelain in?
Porcine.
Porcine.
Jesus.
Basically, pig.
Yeah.
I've never heard of anyone who wanted to pickle a pig, yet here we are.
Pig feet specifically.
What?
Pickled pig's feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pig's pickled
I've had
feet.
pig-
They're gross.
Actually, I think
Okay.
I've had pig's feet before. It's really good.
Pickled pig's feet is very.
Well, not pickled, but I've had pig's feet in general.
Yeah, pig's feet can be fine. It's a very much.
Oh yeah, grip and rip it, bud.
It's weird not hearing that come from right beside me this time.
Fair.
He was taking a drink. Yeah, anyways, room so Hane can be acquainted with sight, sound, and smell now again.
And taste now, if you think about
Oh,
it.
fucking Christ, and taste shit.
He's gonna eat everything.
All right.
Fucked up, I guess.
As you guys head to the inn, one of two inns in town. The other one's at the casino, probably less.
Yeah, there's probably more people there, and we kind of want to
Yeah.
avoid those.
Oh, so that's probably really
Yeah, that too.
The pickled porcine is not quiet, to say the least.
I don't imagine.
It is a
Lovely.
very rowdy center for drinking, bar fights, and other mischievous behavior.
My kind of place.
As you enter in, you notice that half of the lower bar area is just a straight up fight pit. As the tables in the tavern itself, the tavern portion at least of the inn, circle this fight pit.
Drink and a show.
that.
Church.
Is it being used at the moment?
At the moment, no. There's a handful of patrons in here that are shouting obscenities at each other. And basically, so they're at one end of this fight arena, sitting at a table, and on the opposite end is the other people. They're shouting
Gotcha.
across at each other, and then there's a table off in the corner that's got 5 people at it that all seem to be gambling.
Okay. So it's not loud because it's highly populated right now. It's just loud because two
People
tables
are
of people
shouting.
yelling at each other from across. From across the whole fucking place.
Yes.
Got it. And I assume they're also shouting over each other. So.
Oh yeah.
It's just basically unintelligible background noise unless you try to focus in.
Yep.
Cool. I mean, personally, I don't know if we need to get the room. We're just... What time of day is it?
Around lunchtime.
Okay. I mean, personally...
Actually, it would be around dinner time.
Yeah, I thought so, because we've moved a few
Yeah.
time zones. Personally, I...
A few time zones.
We have
I don't
time
know.
zones here?
The continent's not that big.
Well, we also went from the middle to the East Coast.
Yeah.
It's like, is that more than one zone?
No, probably not. I couldn't remember what time it was when we escaped the cops. Okay, cool. Personally, I think we should do whatever business we have here and get out as soon as possible.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah. What
And the
was
problem
business
is-
here again?
Well, so here's the problem.
Elias.
Yeah, Elias had a contact that Hayne was going to meet with to learn more about, like, criminal stuff. But clearly we can't do that.
Yeah. The problem is, once again, Joshua's not here when we need him.
And I don't know who that contact is. So
Well, I mean, it's also, like, slightly, like, null and void anyway, because all I was going to do was just kind of, like, give Hayne more information about, like, backstory, but I've been kind of, like...
Doing it anyways.
I've been role-playing it as, like, every time he meets one of his old party members, he gets, like, some of his memories back, and so... I've just been playing it that way, so we don't really need to meet whoever this person was.
Right. Yeah, so I guess the next step is going to where the other people are, Hayne, which you said they were around the Shade Fen, so they're...
They're actually in the Shade Fen.
Oh, yeah, that's right, you said that, yeah.
Well, I know it, there's not a lot of people living in the Fen, but that's kind of the way we like it.
Then, if what I know is still accurate, I think there's also like a hobgoblin village in like the actual swamp part itself. But I don't think that's necessarily relevant for our needs, obviously. They're not the other people, so...
If that's true, that's news to Mike. I didn't know there was a hobgoblin village inside the swamp.
Because it's
There's a
not big
couple
enough
things.
to be listed.
There's just a couple.
I mean, that's not surprising. Like, it's not like we have a monopoly on the whole swamp.
I made the fen. I put the hobgoblins there. They're just not a lot.
That's fine, man.
I'm just imagining Shrek coming out of the swamp at some point.
I just wanted my bog zombies.
You know, Shrek, malevolent specter of a green dragon. Same thing, right?
Except it's just Shrek over and over screaming, "What are you doing in my swamp?"
Alright. It's a few days travel from here, but I mean, honestly, any direction is better than staying here. So,
Maybe we should go up north.
well, if they're in the Shade Fen, I think we have to go south.
Oh, all right. We don't want to go into Shade Fen. We could go west.
No, they're
We
saying
can
they
only-
want to go into the Shade Fen.
Yeah, the Shade Fen is where Haynes people are. That's where he wants to take Ren.
Yeah,
Ah.
Yeah.
considering they may be one of the better options to also learn more about Calyptos. Unfortunately, the only access to resources I would know is all the way in Silonara. And even then, I doubt I could gain access to them. So this is probably our next best step.
I'm down for the Shade Fun. This is where allegedly Ren would become undead, correct?
If she wants to. I think
If she wants to, of course.
She wanted to watch the practice beforehand. Which let me
very
just
smart.
take a quick look at the calendar to see how
I don't
close
know
we
if we
are.
can get there in time. We have 6 days.
Shit. It's
I'm going to cook you one day.
We have 6 days,
What?
and
What the fuck? What? Yeah, what?
Babe. What the fuck?
I'm assuming she's talking to one of the cats.
Which one?
Delphi, she's being an inconvenience. Henceforth, I say I'm going to cook her and eat her.
Yeah, we'll get there a week late. At least, assuming that Shade Mound is where Haynes people are.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's 13 days per our travel ability.
Well,
Would it be impossible for Ren to use one of her circles to get us
She
there?
doesn't. I don't think she has it for Shade Mound.
Well,
I don't know if
unfortunately,
Shade Mound has one.
I don't know the circle of the Shade Mount, unfortunately, so
It's
I
just
couldn't
gonna
give
have
it
to be
her.
traditional traveling.
No, I mean,
An alternative path that we could take that might be a little bit quicker is I think it's like roughly like 6 days. It'd be cutting it close, would be 6 days to the shore, and then we could possibly take a ferry, and that might make things a little quicker.
There's a ferry?
Val, in 6 days would be when this ritual would take place. If it takes place during the Syzygy of the Moons.
Right, so we'll be cutting it pretty close.
Sorry.
Would we be able to travel the entire length of the Shade Fen in a day on that ferry? Does it go that fast?
It's less a matter of speed and more a matter of the path taken through the fen. If that makes
Right.
sense.
But I mean, just based on the rough scale of it. I mean, we can try. At worst, we get there too late. We can get the circle if there is one, and make plans to
Come
come
back in
back.
a month.
No. Although, if your people rely on the same I guess, for lack of a better word, energies than is experienced in Selenara, this unfortunately would probably be the bet.
It's less to do with the energies and more to do with the effect the moon has on the veil. Around the full moons is when the veil is at its thinnest.
Yeah, that's definitely true here in Selenara. I mean, in either case, it seems like we need to go there regardless to see what they know.
Right.
We
So-
can try for the ferry, and if we don't make it, we don't make it.
Right. Well, if time is of the essence, perhaps we should leave now then.
Would horses
what I
be
was
a little
thinking.
faster, maybe?
Horses would be faster, yeah. But I think if we were to try to make it, we'd have to basically run them to death. And the only one of our horses that would live through that is obviously Grace, considering she's already been through it. It's... How large is the ferry? Would it be able to support horses?
Fortunately not. It's a decent sized ferry, but not big enough for horses. It's more long than wide.
Hmm. Does it meet in a specific place, or is it
You have to call it.
just so long as you're on the shade fen? I think... Because I assume we have a map of the continent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is some sort of like a rest area in small town or something.
I think
It's
that's
possible we could
a porter's outpost.
Oh, okay. It's possible we could still stable horses there. We would get there in...
Yeah, but that's a few extra days though.
Well,
The porters would also charge you.
no. Yeah, and looking at it, I mean, I think even we'd have to cut through the forest, and that could be risky. I mean, it wasn't a bad idea, Cantor. I just think right now it's not going to work out for us.
Oh, I understand. Like I said, it was just a thought.
Huh. I think...
What we could do is we could put our packs on Grace. That way we can all move a little bit faster ourselves without getting tired.
Okay.
I mean...
Lighten the load a little bit, so speed us up a little bit, at least.
I'm not unfamiliar with the concept of pushing ourselves maybe a little bit harder if we really want to get there on time. But I guess I don't know how necessary it is. Because this seems to be a fairly regular occurrence, yeah? Is it every full moon?
It depends on how many are being reborn. They try to do it every month. Even if there's just like a handful. Some
Alright.
breeds are bigger than others.
So,
It's rare to go a month without the ceremony, I suppose.
okay, so if we were to try to cover more grounds, it's not like there's a high likelihood we'd be doing it for nothing. I mean, I'm open to the attempt. We could.
I'm
we could try-
not saying like kill ourselves trying to get there, but like just a bit more jaunty of a hike than we usually go about it.
Well, I think we'd have to cut through the forest anyways to try to reach the shade fen.
I mean,
And even then-
we're far enough east that we won't have to worry about the fog.
Alright, it's more of whatever creatures might live in the forest, but we should theoretically be strong enough that that's not terribly too much of a concern. But in all things, we can never be sure until the hammer meets the anvil, so to speak. I think.
Alright. Why don't we take a vote? All in favor of trying to make the ceremony within the week before the next full moon?
I think we can do it. I think we might have to venture through the night a time or two in order to.
How many people actually need to? And Hayne, do you need to sleep now?
Don't need to sleep, but I do need the rest.
I mean, I think as far as full sleep goes, I think it's just you and the orca.
Sounds about right.
Because, I think Hayne, Trig, and Cantor, you guys don't need to sleep, but you do still need to rest.
That sounds about right.
And then the Ren and Elias are elves, so they transom, and I only need 4 hours.
And then Grace and Trig are immune to exhaustion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying we have to go through every night, but especially now, like maybe this first night, maybe one more after that, just to give ourselves the buffer.
Yeah, I was just trying to think if there was a way that we could do it. Almost like watches. So there's like a couple people who need to sleep are like won't be comfortable. And I don't know how well the rest would be, like horses getting some rest while keep moving. I don't think that would work.
Can take turns sleeping on Grace.
Yeah, pretty fucking much.
I also have my caribou, so that's
Oh,
an
yeah.
extra.
Does have a
sure.
caribou.
Summon your caribou.
Yeah, but these are all options. Honestly, if that's what we need to do, we should do our darn best to get to the Shade Fen on time, and if we don't, we'll think about what happens at then.
I mean, the terms of our, in air quotes, failure is just we have to wait a month. So it's not exactly like it's do or die, so to speak. It's more of just a if we can do it,
Right.
we should try.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
I mean,
I
Hey.
got a small question for you.
Okay.
The construct anatomy says you don't need to sleep, and magic can't put you to sleep, but I can finish a long rest by spending 4 hours in a motionless state. So does that mean if I don't need to sleep, I don't have to? Or rest, I don't have to?
Correct.
Well, you have to rest for 4 hours, effectively.
Yeah, it's similar to Haynes. Hayne also doesn't need to sleep, but he does need to rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I just wanted to clarify that for my own mind.
Yeah, yours is specifically you have to remain motionless for a full 4 hours.
I mean, but your advantage is you could be held.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of just do that whenever.
Yeah. Where Hayne, his is just doing light activity, so hanging out around camp
good.
is fine, but trekking through the woods would not be light activity.
Yeah.
Would riding a horse be considered light activity?
No.
I mean, depends on if you're letting the horse do all the work, but you're at that point you're not like the horse wouldn't be going that fast because they'd probably just doing like a light trot instead of like a full canter or anything. Hey, canter.
I also think any form of travel is considered greater than light activity for long resting purposes.
Yes, it is.
Well, I mean, the point I'm making is there's a difference between traveling and something taking you somewhere. Like if you're like in like the back of a cart,
The back of a car would be
considered light activity.
All right, fair.
Be fine.
And there's plenty of tales of cowboys that just passed out on their horses because the horse knows where they go.
Yeah.
All right.
Elias would also be able to tell you if it is an emergency situation. If you have the funds for it, you could also pay for a chauffeur.
What?
I don't think it's that much of an emergency. And I also
I don't know what this chauff is, but why would its hair get us anywhere?
I'm just more concerned about how much it would actually cost, and if we would actually be out of our damn minds to pay something like that. It's going to be expensive, I know it.
And also, I don't want a third party knowing where we're going.
Yeah, that too.
You don't want the shaded chauffeurs to know where you're going?
What
No.
the fuck?
Hey, shade is my thing.
It's only your thing because I made it. Without me, you'd have nothing.
We're just
No one.
would have just picked a
Anyways.
different swamp.
I know.
Okay, so let's just say worst comes to shove, something happens, we don't make it there on. Okay, we wait a month. Would it really be the worst if we took a minute to breathe, got our shit together for once, instead of just running everywhere every few days?
Well,
So,
I might have a solution to that. But it begs a question from Josh.
okay.
So Josh, I just want to ask something based off the map, because like there's like the main lake in the Shade Fen, and then there's like rivers going like throughout it, and then there's like the big river that goes all the way down to the Bay of the Crossroads. Are there like waterways that connect the main lake of the Shade Fen to the coast? Like the water's got to drain somewhere other than the main river. There's got to be like small tributaries, right? Because I see like little pockets of water on the map, and I don't know if that are those just...
Reasonably, I would imagine so. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Josh.
You're welcome.
Yes, there would be small waterways that would drain out.
Okay. So knowing that, then, if we can get far enough south to where the swamp meets the ocean, that would be close enough to get the ferry. It doesn't have to be the lake. The lake was just the closest option originally before I had the idea of the coast.
God, how far would...
So that would
4
only be
days.
like 4 days.
And
So
I
we
mean,
have time to get there.
yeah, that would probably give us enough time to.
Plus, we don't have to cut through the forest as much.
Yeah, we only have to cut through the forest. Day and a half, 2 days. Then, depending on how fast the ferry moves, yeah, we've got basically 2-3 days to get there. Alright, that's probably our best option then.
Yeah. Do we want to leave today, or do we want to give it like night, or?
I would prefer to leave today, just so that we less chance of us getting fucked with in the city of thieves.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
yeah.
but also at the same time,
Yeah.
we get here, we leave, Joshua goes back, oh, I wanted to do stuff and pick him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's
Well,
also
that's
where I'm
the
kinda-
price you pay.
Should have
Yeah,
thought about
we
that.
can't
We had
just
a kid,
hold up
Joshua.
the group
Yeah.
activities.
If I
Yeah,
remember last week, the only thing Joshua said was he wanted to get a drink.
Which is fine. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, so he didn't allude to any other machinations. So
Right. Yeah, I would agree with Hayne. I would prefer, even if we might have implicit protection with some of our company, better to not take the risk. I would definitely prefer to leave now and give ourselves the most time to make it.
Well, I would definitely say while we're traveling through this town, get a nice tight grip on your wallets.
Yeah, okay then.
Hayne gives his wallet to Trig, who stuffs it inside his ribs.
Would it be considered overkill if, say, someone were to walk around the city with her weapons unsheathed to ward off any
I
potential
think you would be
pickpocketers?
inviting a different kind of trouble.
Yeah, that
I
might-
think he might draw attention with that.
Yeah.
Can I help?
Valid. That's why I asked.
I'm proud
Fair
of
I
you.
mean, there is something we could do. Because everything a druid holds when they wild shape can transform into their body.
Oh,
So you could
just
so
fucking piling it all on me.
yeah. So Mel could just hold all of our money and then become like a ferret or something.
I want to hold a ferret.
Have we seen Mel wild shape at all in this campaign?
No.
No.
I was gonna say.
We don't know she's a druid technically.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
by all
You don't know
all
what the fuck
accounts,
she is. She just has magic.
yeah, like by all accounts, we can assume, but
I've
she's
been
also
told
done some shit that's very much not druid.
I've been told she's witch-like, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah. Like, but I mean, also shifting into animals is a witchy thing. So,
And honestly,
Implied,
officially, the
but
witch
not
thing hasn't
said.
fully even been said out loud. It's just been kind of assumed because of some of the shit she knows.
yeah,
Yeah.
look, it's fine. We just know that Mel, spooky.
Yeah, it's really
Why?
fun because
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Oh my god, I know this about this person." I'm like, "Bitch, you don't know shit about me other than the fact I'm rich."
Yeah.
Rich and baby.
Yeah,
Literal silver spoon child.
exactly. Also, I'm very glad you brought up the thing about the stuff with being a druid because I honestly fucking forgot.
Yeah, I think it's also the case with like
Shit, I
polymorphs.
am a druid.
It's
But,
not the main
yeah.
thing like Solania for this
Right.
character. So it's just kind of like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I pictured the thought process is like, wait, we have a druid in our party? Oh, that's me!
well, yeah,
It really was for a second. I'm like, what is it?
it's
doing
also
now?
because
oh
you're-
fuck me.
Yeah, it's because your druid thing is I use wild shapes to instead get spooky
Pretty much.
instead of I use wild shape to become rock.
Oh, Rocklania. R.I.P. I miss you, bitch.
She's not dead, maybe.
No,
Yeah.
just not here.
Yeah,
Rest in peace.
she's not dead. She lived the longest out of anyone in that campaign that wasn't a robot.
Yeah, she did.
Or undead.
Yep.
Or we don't count Afariel.
anyways, Mel remembers shit and goes, "Wait a minute, I could just hold all of our valuable stuff and it'll be fine."
How?
What?
Hi.
Yes, give me all your valuables. I will hold them for you. Wink, wink.
The only problem I see is someone pickpocketing our gopher. They ain't got no valuables, but they got this squeaky thingy.
Well,
Oh
why
my
you
God.
transfer into
I'm not gonna lie,
Mel.
Mel just honestly is like, with the tension on her, just got really anxious, and so her first reaction was just, "Hi," when everyone turned to her. So
How can you hold all of our things?
Druid, it becomes one with me when I change.
You're a druid?
Druid of what?
Finger guns.
Well, I mean, considering she was raised in a druid conclave, that makes sense.
Yeah, we never had the conversation.
Oh, I thought she
Honestly,
was a witch.
Well,
You guys
well,
never cared enough to ask.
honestly, I've seen less witchy druids that still do some pretty distressing things.
What kind of druid are you?
Druid.
I don't know if any of us would
The
have
magic kind.
the context for druidism to understand that there are different versions of druids.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. I thought that was common knowledge. My bad. I would
No.
that statement.
A lot of druids stay very,
Secretive.
yeah, personal and secretive with it. So it's not
Yeah.
unless you've been like around them. Yeah.
I
Or
would
if you're
also
visiting a temple.
I would also imagine that there aren't many druids in frenzy, considering.
That's why she was surprised. We had a
Oh.
prophetess. We had a prophetess and priestesses, but I don't think that's the same thing.
No. Yeah, no,
Well,
at all the questions, and especially at Hang going, "I thought you were a witch." She's just awkward and like finger guns, like with their tongue click and everything.
No, that's Ren's thing. She does finger guns.
Well, Ren is not here, so Mel does the finger guns. Someone
And,
must always do the finger guns.
Mel is just
Mel
awkward.
finger guns at Hane. Hane, you take 10 force damage.
I do the finger guns, but it just looks awkward.
Yeah, it really does with Cantor.
Just looks
no,
like
that's
you
a finger
puppies.
cannon. Bam.
If
Anyways.
Orca was to do finger guns, she would be very confused, considering nothing can be shot out of the
Yep.
finger. So you can hold her stuff and it just molds into you?
Yes.
Like as you are now, or do you have to, or how does it work?
Give things become one with me. One.
Okay. She gives Mel her money, and she's just like watching very intently, like I want to see how this goes.
Is the mold going to deteriorate the items at all?
No.
Goddamn.
I think it's mold as in change, not mold as in the growth.
Well, no. It talks about plants all the time.
God, I wish I could turn into mold. No, my shape just changes.
You picked the wrong druid for that. There's in fact a druid subclass all about mold.
Yeah, it is.
What does it? What do you change into? If not mold.
Animals, probably.
Animal.
So what kind of animal does my money make you turn into?
I could even turn into a horse.
She wasn't gonna fucking say it. She's just... Yes.
Are you willing
Good.
to turn into a horse in future endeavors?
If we absolutely have to, I will.
Perhaps for this endeavor we
but
don't
not for
do that,
this.
considering horses are valuable to steal.
I mean, yes, but it's just it's interesting now that that is a possibility in the future. Anyway,
Well, if you're getting out of town, you can always turn into a wolf. I don't think anybody would really fuck with a wolf.
Yeah.
or a
Where's he
spider.
going?
Large enough, but not, too large that people would actually, really notice.
Or we can turn into like a large bird, just fly above us.
Yeah, good to
That
know.
too.
Could you turn
Yeah.
into a fish? Can you turn into a fish?
I don't.
Yes, you can do that.
Yes,
You've
but
been
I
able to do that for a
don't
while, actually.
Couple levels.
want to here.
Yeah, that
Well,
might be.
what if you turn into a little dragon? A little sea dragon.
Why would I
Oh.
want to turn into a seahorse?
Not a seahorse. A sea dragon.
Well, I think I've only encountered a couple of the druids, but I don't think anything draconic is in their wheelhouse.
Oh, damn. Well,
I think it's
Are
mostly
dragons not
beasts.
animals?
No. Dragons are inherently magical, is mostly the delineation, but also dragon itself there's a lot of different subtypes. It's more accurate to say that dragon is a very general term for a lot of things that fall under draconids.
good to know.
It's not really a field of study we did much with in Jaeger training, but
That's alright, so we've already got one dragon. Point to Cantor.
Rawr, bitch.
alright.
Okay. You can hold her. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I think a large bird or a wolf is probably the most appropriate. Something, yeah, like someone else said. I'm sorry, I forget who. Large enough to
Not really be fucked with, basically.
Yeah,
Not
I-
enough to draw, not large enough to not draw too much attention, but also at the same time, it's not like a bear walking through town or a giant horse or just
large enough to
something
fight
out of
back
the
if
ordinary.
necessary.
So maybe like a large dog or something. Because a wolf might be a little too
Yeah, that too.
obvious.
What if she was a cat? Someone could hold her.
I mean, we don't know what kind of crime goes on here. I don't want.
Well, I mean, cats are common enough. Who's gonna
That's
steal
also
a
fair.
cat?
I don't know.
You never know.
I don't know what goes on in the mind of a thief. And we're assuming that only thieves are here.
Right. Dog. I was.
Borf.
Well, yeah. My bad. Sure. Yeah.
Yes, win for the dog people.
I
I did
I was
think
just-
about cat to be sitting on like
I
someone's
was just
shoulder,
saying Borf.
but Borf.
Borf. Listen, it's fine. You can just wild shape into Xerxes. Just without his hip problems, because he's old.
He's just a sausage. There's a
Listen. I wish to play him gently like Banjo.
bongo.
Oh my god.
I did mean Pongo.
I know.
I'm just trying to picture how to play a dog like a banjo, and I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Alright, anyways.
Alright.
Things.
We give our valuables to Mel, and then she turns into a dog. Alright. Are we good to go then?
Yeah, I'm good.
Because I'm extra, it's I don't give a shit about the breed of dog. We'll go generic dog number 5, whatever. But her fur in animal form is all white, except for like a patch on her chest and like her legs.
Oh.
She has reverse
Which-
socks.
Exactly.
Reverse socks.
She has shoes.
She's a tuxedo dog.
She's wearing shoes.
Right. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I've only smelled a few things, and I don't like this smell.
And I hate every single one of them.
All right. As you guys are leaving town, I would like
Oh.
all of you to make perception checks.
Bastard.
Of course you do.
Listen, it's fine.
Delphi, pray for Mama.
Rip.
Good perception. Okay, not terrible. Thank you for that, Delphi. Good girl.
Elias.
Of fucking course, Trig.
I mean, yeah, that's what he's built for.
It's always annoying though to see. Like,
I mean,
damn.
I would like. Oh, I think Ren has guidance up, so that should be a 23.
Oh yeah, probably.
She does have guidance up, but yeah, that should be a 23.
I was looking at that going, wait a minute, I don't remember her. I don't know lower
Would
than
Mel have advantage on this, or is this site based?
this is site based.
Okay, so then no. Either way, 26.
Yeah.
I see things, bitch.
Well, most of you, minus Wolfheart and Orca,
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
you guys would see, talking to a small group of people, Rob Burgundy.
Honestly, it's a good thing that neither of us see him, considering.
Yeah. If it's yeah, it would just automatic on site hands.
Well, this is a problem.
Is he ahead of us or like elsewhere?
He is ahead of you currently. As you walk out and begin heading south, he is in the road chatting with 5 lovely looking individuals.
The hell does that mean?
Yeah.
They're not lovely looking.
Is he having a conversation, or is he being shaken down?
Hard to tell.
Okay.
See, it was one of two things. It's either they were really shady people or they were whores.
I
Damn it,
mean,
it couldn't just be horror.
They are all not gentlemen of the night.
You said people first, so.
I did.
Sure.
Yes. They are lovely looking people. They are covered in scars. They look like they've been beaten up every day for most of their lives. And
did they look like they eat bowls of nails for breakfast without any milk?
no, they're not quite that intimidating.
Can't get into the salty spittoon.
Yeah.
Cowards.
But for now, it at least looks like he's having a conversation with them. They are not surrounding him. They are all just standing in front of him.
And I know. Fuck. Wait, we all know. Because we said something about he
I
has
try.
agent.
Yeah.
That's true.
Me and Ren heard him and we said, fuck, wait a minute. And yeah.
Is there a possibility that we could
Why
skip
did my
past him?
brain Why did my brain go? We shake him down for the pages.
Because I planted that with, is he getting shaken down? The
Oh my
answer,
god.
not yet.
That's actually a wonderful idea.
No.
I'm kind of down.
It's not. It's not though. But
Well, Hayne has a timetable to keep, so he's subtly trying to guide the party away, like wide berth around. This guy has shown up 3 times. We can shake him down on number 4.
We will find him again. Yeah, that's fair.
And it was never seen again.
Right?
Well, I guess those pages are gonna pop up some other way then.
He's collected more. He now has like a whole like chapter and a half.
wouldn't that be some shit?
See, there you go.
Saved us time. Boom.
Yeah, if we just let him accrue them, he'll find out what the problem is.
Yeah, he's
And then
with
he'll die from
interest.
it, and we'll figure it out later. Tori's gonna listen to this and be like, "No, you fuckers!"
Well, she should be here then.
Mhm. The
We
general
don't
vibe
shake
seems to be
down
do
the
not interact.
vermin.
What?
What?
I said the general vibe seems to be we do not interact.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you guys go around him.
I mean, the guy's also
you-
got like a 3 wisdom, so
yeah, however you decide to navigate around him, he does not appear to notice you one way or
Honestly,
the other.
we could just one of us could probably body check him, and he still wouldn't notice.
Honestly, probably.
But yeah, we move on.
You guys make your way south for 4 days, completely uninterrupted, reaching the edge of the shade fen.
Okay. So yeah, we leave Pickham Saturday evening. We travel all the way till. Is it 4 whole days of travel, including the little bit we do Saturday, or?
Yes.
Okay.
So then this would be Tuesday that we arrive at the shore?
It'd be Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay, just trying to clarify for our calendar.
Yep, that's what I was doing as well.
You're welcome, Tori.
When
While we're traveling, Hayne will spend the time trying to focus his senses to try and teach himself how to switch between his senses without having to decapitate himself.
totally fair.
Fair, yeah. You spend time working toward it.
Sounds good.
All right, and you arrive at the shore.
All right. Hayne will nod Trig, and Trig is going to go up to the water, take out his Grey Legion pin, and flick it into the water to call the fairy.
And about a minute later, the ferry comes smoothly sailing up to shore.
Huh.
Whoa.
I mean, I guess
That
I
is
can't
cool.
be too jealous. I think my pen's still unlocked shit, but as
I
useful.
picture the it's just like there's just like a heavy fog, and the fog parts,
Yeah.
and then it's just there.
Oh wow.
Fucking Charon's boat.
I love it.
So cool.
Yeah, the ferryman stops the boat, reaches into the water, pulls out the pin, and hands it back to Trig.
I don't know. I have expected just ding, just yeet it at him.
With this incredibly long arm, just reaches in.
Captain Slenderman.
Oh,
Yeah, no kidding.
He was a bugbear in another life.
Ah, Captain Scrug, got it.
All right, we gotta pay the toll. Everybody, take out a tooth.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
Nah.
Listen, he doesn't care where you get the tooth from.
He just takes out a skull, points, just counts everybody, and just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, all aboard.
all aboard. Cool.
Just the liminal echo of a long-held Scrog.
Yeah. And once once everybody is on the boat, I'll say to the ferryman in grave tongue, take us to the Shade Man, please.
The ferryman gives you a nod, and the fog closes in around the ferry again, and you guys feel like you're moving swiftly along the shores of the Shade Fen.
Wow.
This is so cool. Way better than that ship.
I guess now that we're here, I do remember when I was talking to an old hunter in Illavon. There have been stories of some sort of malevolent spectre that haunts the Shade Fen. Have your people encountered something like this?
Oh yeah, you're talking about Gary, right?
No, I don't think so. I think it is some remnant grudge of a dragon that was killed in the Shade Fen.
Well, Josh, that's news to me, but I'm sure it's something that would fall in line with my group.
Yeah, you would have heard of it. Never encountered it, but
We have like a symbiotic relationship. We don't fuck with it. It protects the swamp.
Get out, me.
Oh yeah, the yeah. It rings a bell. I've never met it myself. We're not exactly allied. It's kind of just a symbiotic kind of. We just share the space. It understands our nature. We understand its. That kind of thing.
No, dude. I just wasn't sure if that was something we should be concerned about, but if there seems to be some mutual respecting of spaces, I don't think we should be too worried.
Nah, yeah, it shouldn't fuck with us.
Got it. So, should we... I guess we shouldn't necessarily expect a cold reception, considering every other time we've interacted with the Great Legion, they seem to have been pretty accepting of the living within their midst, but is there anything we should be aware of while we're heading to Jade Mount?
Well, I mean, this is our home, so they may be a bit more hesitant to invite people into the space, but if me and Trig vouch for you, you should be fine.
Alright, that makes sense.
They wouldn't be hostile, they would just...
Be
I wouldn't go
uncomfortable.
poking your nose and things that aren't yours.
Yeah, I mean,
Respect the space, that type of thing.
no, exactly. That makes sense. Alright, I mean, behave yourself, for the most part, seems to be the rule of law, so.
Basically.
Alright. I guess I have been curious, but I've never really found the time to ask. How many types of undead make up the Grey Legion? Like, I know, like, you're a Dullahan, Trig is a skeleton. I assume the again, air quotes, common undead are probably pretty frequent, but
I mean, it's a bit of a spectrum, really. Like, ghouls, zombies, skeletons, ghosts, specters, wisps. Is there a specific undead you're curious about?
I guess I didn't know if the Legion was comprised of more common undead, or if there were a contingent of, like, I don't know, mummies and other types of undead considered stronger amongst your retinue. I guess
I mean-
mummies probably wouldn't make sense. It's a bog. Mummies is
Right.
dry.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's there are bog mummies. It's a little bit different from the mummies that you're probably picturing. Instead of being
I suppose, yeah.
instead of being prepared, and kind of like ritually like put to rest before reawakening. It was more just a body being suspended within the waters of the swamp and just not decomposing.
Okay.
Yeah, think less sand, more swamp. Really, it's essentially the same thing.
Right. Yeah, I guess usually when dealing with, a large contingent of undead, one would expect some head of force, I guess, like a lich or something similar. I'm assuming that's not the case here.
I don't really think about it. I mean, there's the Shade Keepers, which are necromancers, but I don't think any of them are liches.
Alright.
Mel, who definitely wasn't paying attention to that entire point of the conversation, other than just like how to act and whatnot. It's just, I heard there's a giant crocodile that's just covered in moss and is like albino and gorgeous but terrifying that lives in the swamp. This true?
Have I heard about such a
It's
creature,
true.
Josh?
Yes, you have.
Oh, okay.
What? he ate one of your broodmates.
That bastard.
Crunchy.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that creature. That is one more to look out for. It usually doesn't come after us because, I mean, who wants to eat undead flesh? But for those that are a little bit more fresh, it might see you as a tasty meal. So, might want to look out for moss floating in the lake.
You said yes, and Mel was instantly delighted that it's a real thing.
Mel visibly vibrating.
Yeah.
Okay.
So many living things that live in the swamp.
Okay. I didn't have anything further.
Sounds good.
That was just a little gremlin child, very excited about living funguses and giant crocodiles.
Orca's just looking at the water. Very unfazed by everything.
All right. Several hours later.
Hours? Question mark?
Damn.
Yeah. You
Full
find
10 units.
yourselves moving down a small tributary. You notice along the banks of the shore, in this area that you can see before the dense fog hits surrounding the ferry, several skeletal corpses of crocodiles.
Well then.
Are they like undead or like straight up just skeletons? Of I don't know how to fucking say this.
They're not moving. They are, half buried in the sand of the shores.
They're not animate.
Okay. My
Or-
brain
or
actually
are
went
they
to
lying in
souvenir, but like, you know.
Yeah, several dozen skeletons.
Mel's gonna point at them, and no words actually come out. She just kind of just goes, ah! Very excitedly.
Do they appear to be buried deliberately or just as a result of time?
It looks like time.
We're not close enough to inspect them closely, so. And if they're old enough, there's no flesh or anything still hanging off it, especially in a bog.
At least not in the shallows.
Yeah.
I want one as a souvenir before we leave.
I guess there shouldn't be any like old tracks or anything around. Or would we be too far to make that out?
You can make a perception check. Okay. Yeah, that'd be high enough. There are tracks in the area. They seem to avoid the skeletal gators.
Okay. Are the tracks humanoid or animal?
Both.
Okay. Well, I don't exactly know what's going on there, but It seems to be a place that's avoided by both beast and man. So it may just be simply a factor of that's a lot of skeletons. It might also be something unspoken. Some sort of instinctual understanding to not tread where they have.
I want a skull before we leave. Doesn't have to be that one. She just points to like a random one in the pile. Wow.
What did I say about sticking your nose in things?
Ideally, is there a way of you doing that alone
I'm
without
not?
getting eaten?
I just want an alligator or crocodile. In general. Is that
Just be safe when you
is
do
it no touchy?
No touchy.
If
In general or those ones?
Vel,
If you see something dead, leave it. It belongs to the swamp now.
yeah, I think if you want a skull, we'd have to collect it from a source. I don't know why I said it so vague. We'd have to hunt one.
We gotta get it fresh.
Yeah.
Mel just like visibly like melts against the side and like stares at the pile for a second and it's just fine, okay.
We've got skulls at home.
Jesus.
Man, I'm just waiting for us to get to Shade Mound, and it's just a giant fucking ossuary.
Those ones.
Though I feel like that would be incredibly gauche for them.
No, that's the Paragon.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Or not gauche. It would be incredibly offensive for the people of Shade Mound. It's like we could have made those were people. We could have made people out of those, but no, we built houses. What the fuck? Who decides what's a person or what's a house? Huh? Is this house made of people or is this people made of house?
They created structures with the bones of our children. What the fuck?
He
Oh my
screams for he
God.
does not know.
Good God.
Anyway, yeah, we sail on past the boneyard.
Sometime in the night, you arrive.
Yay! Arrival.
Very cool.
I picture Haynes just like sitting there, just doing something, and then just the incredibly long hand of the ferryman just points past him.
Oh, you just dock, and then the fog that surrounds the ferry fades, and you're just at the docks of Shadefen. Or at
Yeah,
the
that
Shade, Shade Mound.
That makes sense, but I liked mine. I thought it was funny. Fucker.
Funny.
It's
Josh,
good.
would you like to describe it, or would you like me to?
Port.
What?
I said
Go
go
for
for it.
Oh, I heard port, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
I heard port too. I'm like,
Yeah. It did not
Port,
pick up
you
go
describe
and
it
just.
port.
I mean, it's
All right.
a very efficient statement. If nothing else. Yes, it is a port. It has a dock.
yeah.
I did that.
Jesus.
So as the fog separates, you see what looks to be a small like collection of like
Oh no.
We lost him.
like different docks, like the one that we are currently docked at now. It's not like a town or anything. It's barely a village. There's like maybe like a half dozen like huts here.
Okay.
I suppose when you don't necessarily need shelter, you don't necessarily prioritize building it.
Even so, Hayne steps out onto the dock, helps people on. Is like, "Oh, welcome to our home. We're this is kind of the outside of it. If you get what I'm putting down."
Yes.
Makes sense.
He goes over to like a crate that is on the dock, and starts pulling out buckets, and he starts handing buckets to everybody.
What are the buckets?
Inside the buckets, you see there's just rocks inside.
If you wanted to drown me, there are other places to do it.
This bucket weighs heavier than I do.
Yeah.
That's kind of the point. All right, well, hope everybody can hold their breath. Hayne takes a bucket and jumps into the water.
Oh. Orca jumps in right after.
I don't know if I like this. He didn't say
Vel-
anything about jumping in before, did he?
No.
Yeah.
But it's either we do or we stay here on the docks and wait for one of them to find us and ask why we're here. I would rather not have to do that.
Trig grabs a bucket, waves out, "Come on!" and then jumps into the water.
You can just look over and see Cantor struggling to move his bucket an inch, and it's just not working.
I can bring you with me, Kantor, if that's easier.
That would be far easier, thank you.
Grab him like a football, spike him into the water, and dive in after.
Wow.
No, see, because the problem is, did he just float?
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like even wet, he's not dense enough to sink.
No. Takes a little bit. All right, we do the thing.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, you all sink into the
the
murky
bog.
waters of the bog. Eventually finding where Hayne and Trig would be waiting because they don't need to breathe. The entrance into the subterranean caves.
This kind of reminds me of Frenzy. Just a little bit.
Wolfhard just like scraping swamp slime off him. Just
Mel, just every time you say something new about Frenzy, I worry about you. Do you know that?
Why do you worry about me? I got out. And clearly didn't kill me.
Hayne is going to take off his head so that you guys can use his blue flame head as a beacon to follow him through the murky water. And starts leading you all into the caves.
We still swimming, or is there air down here?
Oh no, it's still underwater.
Oh
No,
my
okay.
god.
I thought we were out of water. Oh,
okay,
crap.
never mind. Not
Then
scraping swamp
nobody's-
slime. Swamp slime's still there.
And nobody's talking yet.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah,
for
I
Orca.
misunderstood.
I are subterranean.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Well, I mean, it's still water underground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hayden Trigg will lead you guys into the cave, and then after like a minute, the cave slopes up and eventually breaks the surface into a less sunken portion of the caves.
As soon as we surface, Ren is prestidigitating like mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mel's just like,
Ew,
Jesus.
ew, gross.
Yeah,
Orca
Mel's
now-
just existing.
Orca
but
now
sh-
then says, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Orca says the whole thing about the caves reminding her of home. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, you also could have said that underwater. You can breathe underwater. We can't.
Well, she knows that the others can't breathe under the water, so...
Okay, fair. Anyways, it is said, regardless.
Yeah.
Orca holding her breath for solidarity.
God, it's really hard. Wait, I don't need to do that. Although I feel like breathing in swamp water is like
Really
walking outside on a smoggy day. You can do it, but
It's not a
Tastes
polluted swamp.
no, I know, but like, it's still swamp.
It's just
I
chunky.
Yeah, I guess maybe the more accurate thing was like more of a humid day.
Yeah.
The air's a little thick.
Pops, her throat's a little sore.
All just pops up and like as Ren is like making her not covered in goop because she knows that Mel will just continue on being covered in goop. She's just being like, "You didn't fucking say there was that much of a swim."
I like how Mel went a little Irish there.
Noticed it too.
Yeah.
It's just how my voice went, honestly.
That's funny. Sorry about that. Yeah. None of us really need to breathe down here, so it's
I mean, it
Hard
makes
to gauge
sense. It's a good natural defense against anyone who would try to mess with you. So
Next time, though, a heads up would have been nice for those that need to breathe.
The caves were gorgeous. Very nice.
10
Yeah,
out of
this-
10 caves.
you can see the tunnels are like lined with like lanterns lighting lit with green flame.
Ooh.
Green flame.
Green flame.
hey, you can make a sword out of this.
There's a couple other sections that are a little sunken that we'll still have to swim through, but they're not as long as the main drop.
Not it. I picture Ren. No, you're just not clean. Why didn't you say that earlier?
She wouldn't have stayed dirty that whole time anyway.
That's true.
Yeah. Eventually, we would get into one of the kind of like main areas where you can see just dozens of undead people just kind of
Ooh.
going about their business in what looks to be like a subterranean village.
This is pretty.
This is more to what I was expecting. But I guess considering locale, this makes sense.
We left Pickham already?
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't have anything to do there.
Could have gone boozing.
Well, we needed to make the next ritual, which is after 4.5 days of travel, is like in a day and a half
days.
now.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it'll be Wednesday night.
You see him.
All right. I'm gonna try and see if I can secure lodging for all you folks. I guess you can possibly stay in one of the Shadekeeper barracks. The rest of us don't really have a need for beds.
I mean, if that's what it is, that's fine.
Makes sense.
Are there undead stout folk?
What?
Undead what?
Undead
Like-
stout folk.
Like halflings?
Be halflings, gnomes, dwarves.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Instead,
yeah,
say the stout.
yeah. There's undead of like every like classical race.
Okay. I'm gonna go find some dwarven undead. I'll bunk with them because they are going to compete to see who can give me the nicest accommodations. Hold on. I'm gonna say all will be explained, dear friend. Just give me a moment.
Right.
This is wild. Start
Hold on.
like you just got here, man. What?
Hold on. Where is it?
I'm holding.
Where is it?
Oh, it was his background feature, probably.
Fucking.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Short people love me.
Right.
As Elias goes off to go find his stout folk, Hayne turns to the rest of the group and is like, I think I should tell him now or later that the Grey Legion doesn't have a great opinion of vampires.
Yeah. Wolfhard just watching them walk and just let them figure this out.
Orca's eyes widen at like the mention of
Is-
vampires, and she's just looking around like, ah.
Is he gonna get hurt if the
Oh no,
My question is, how on earth would this have not? And I'm asking this out of character, obviously, because I'm walking away. But how on earth would this have not come up before we got here? I feel like this is something you would have told me.
Well, he also didn't
Uh,
tell us about the long swims.
for the very same reason that I haven't told you about it before, which is the
You never
Grey
asked.
Legion's opinion of vampires is that they're uppity, snooty people that we just kind of ignore.
Oh.
Again, I don't understand. It feels like you could have saved probably a lot of people some potential trouble if you'd have just been like, "Hey, fucking shut up, keep your head down." But yeah, no.
No, I've tried to tell you to shut up before. It didn't work.
Yeah, I feel like this is different, but all right.
Nope,
I mean, we also
too late.
did get the basic rundown of, hey, be respectful on the way here,
Ah, okay.
which
Well,
you
then,
would have
yeah.
been privy for.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
The specific vampire thing, no, but the general rule.
Still feel like that was a dick move not to tell me and Orca that.
Orca's
Well-
already kind of aware of like tensions between vampires and undead.
And
like
also,
the
Orca
past-
isn't.
Yeah, and also it's just, so for her, it's just more like, so no mention of frenzy down here.
I mean,
Awesome.
I want to specify the Grey Legion has no animosity towards vampires.
It's more of
It's
just oh,
more-
this fucking guy.
Vampires kind of believe themselves to be above us, and we're
I mean, we
just
are.
like
Oh, you know what?
case
That's
in point. And so,
super fair.
if
That's
they
what you
want to
get.
go have their fucking blood orgies, they can go do that. We'll be over here actually doing good work.
Anyway,
I'm just saying, man. It's like, a lot of us rot. Some of us don't.
I will also point out that Elias is smart enough to be aware that an undead is an undead. Therefore, a dwarf is not an undead.
But so, like, when a dwarf dies and then is resurrected as a stout skeleton, they no longer
They are
identify with
considered an undead.
but they no longer identify at all in any way, shape, or form with the history they had as a living person.
Correct.
Well, no, they all have human legs now.
Jesus.
I was saying, it's just like, I mean, Hain doesn't, like, I was gonna try and use Hain as an example, but I don't feel like Hain is too particularly tied to the physical person he was when he was alive. It was just more the life that he lived. So, yeah,
That's also, Hain is a separate person from the body he's inhabiting.
Yeah, and like, there's people like Hain who are more kind of just infused corpses, and then there are other people like Trig who are just the same person now a skeleton.
But again, like, I would imagine that for Trig, the life he lived as whatever race of person he was when living, and the actions he took therein / memories he formed during his life are more important to him than an allegiance to whatever species he hailed from while living.
Listen, man, they're all Mortys to us.
They're all Mortys.
Wow.
Fucking Mortys.
Fucking Mortys.
Oh, fuck off.
Morty. That's not the reference to making.
That's not the reference I'm making.
I get it.
Thank you. Fucking Mortys.
I'm sure that's what the gods are saying about us every time we fuck something up and yet still succeed.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Anyways.
What? So Elias will go do his thing, I guess. Let me see if I can find some lodging for you guys. So yeah, I'll go check in with my clan to see if there's any like spare hammocks.
Ah, yes. Hain's clan. The vast and storied Wu-Tang.
Yes.
No.
Let them know that I am willing to sleep in a water trough if need be. I've done it once before, and I'll do it again.
Like, he's
You
like
have
walking
offered to do
away.
that every single time.
He just looks back at Orca like, right, all right, whatever. Yeah, it would be. My clan actually has a name. It's Clan Gahrul. I've mentioned
nice.
it before.
Nice and guttural. I don't remember you mentioning it, but I believe you have.
It was the first time we went to the partner stocked, and we had to give our full names.
Oh, I don't remember that because I wasn't there for that session.
Oh,
Got
okay.
it.
Well, there you go.
Say at one point, you're walking through town, and you just hear Elias trying to have a conversation with someone and seem relatable, but the person seems rather uninterested in what he's saying. And he's just like, yeah, man, protons, electrons, always fucking cosmic things.
God damn it.
So yeah.
Yeah, okay. You gonna go look for Greg?
You mean Greg?
Oh,
Greg.
Yep. That's exactly what I mean.
Gahrul, patriarch of Clan Gahrul.
Bless you.
Or are you gonna look for the much more easier pronounced Commander Vale?
No, I'm gonna find Greg. Commander Vale is in charge of the skeleton troopers.
Yeah.
Although I guess technically, if I'm
Trig's
trying,
commanding officer.
yeah, technically, if I'm trying to get them lodging with the Shade Keepers, because those are like the actual like living people here that need sleep. then I guess I should go talk to Shadekeeper Reuven. But I want to talk to Greg first.
Listen,
Yeah.
you've got to check in with Grandpa.
I gotta go talk to my dad.
Yeah, you got to go tell Dad that you got a girlfriend now. So he can load his shotgun with malicious intent.
Break my deed! Oh, you break my deed!
What are you doing,
All right.
Dad? Don't worry about it, son. Just preparing to take care of business. I don't know why his dad's
Difficult
calling
for
through.
you to find Greg. That name gets me every time.
Yeah, I'm real proud of that one. Greg, I'm back.
Sorry.
Hein! It's good to see you.
I've got so much to tell you about.
Let's hear it.
Well, first of all, I found someone.
That's wonderful. What's his name?
I'm sure Ren is freaking out at this point.
Well, it's just Hein.
Well, and then her ears are burning.
Very,
Yes.
very open-minded, but her name is Ren, actually.
It's a lovely name. It sounds
you-
Elvish. Is it Elvish?
It is Elvish. She's actually from the Feywild.
Ah! Have you ventured there recently?
No, she actually ventured here.
Oh, she came to find you then. How romantic.
Name's dad be my dad too.
Such a kind dad.
I'd love to talk more about it, but they're kind of waiting. And actually, do you know where Shadekeeper Reuven is? I need to find lodging for them because all my friends that I brought with me, most of them do need to sleep. Well, actually, now I think about it, less and less of them need to sleep than they originally needed to. But I'm sure they prefer to rest out of the swamp water.
As most would, yes. You'll have to give him a few minutes. He's on the privy.
The life of a shadekeeper is hard. Still needing to make bowel movements.
Exactly. I don't envy the living. However, I forget what I was just gonna say. Oh, I remember now. Can I meet your friends?
Of course, I left them in the commissary right this way.
Hopefully Trig is with them still. He's still alive, right?
Oh yeah. That whole bag of bones, I don't think he's gonna die anytime soon.
What do you mean, Da? He never was.
I just wanted to make sure. If you left them out there without somebody to stand there and look opposing, I can't imagine what kind of shenanigans everybody would get up to.
Oh no, most of them are protected. There is one of my friends is a Dampier, and he decided to take it upon himself to go meet other people. So he's kind of putzing around a little bit, but
Does he speak the language?
Not at all. It's hilarious.
The great Irish
Friendship
tradition of
right
fucking
there.
with people.
Frustrated screaming in the distance.
I will be heard.
This is going to be great.
Listen, it's fine. Elias is just going full Vegeta in the background.
Definitely.
We will hear his screams on the wind 6 months from now in a completely different place.
Do you hear that? I feel that.
I feel that.
Well, after you then.
All right, I'll lead Greg back to the party.
In the time you have gone, Mel found a beetle. And is-
Just a regular beetle.
Yeah.
I don't have the energy to find like a very
actually.
specific beetle. Like it's just shiny and pretty, and she's just
Bug.
like, look.
Mal found Buggy and is showing it to Wolfheart.
Oh god, it's so funny.
She's like, yeah, this one is the one for the cave version. It's like XYZ. Like goes into like this fucking rant about how it's different.
Yeah, it's just a little kid. It's just a little kid explaining their interest to an adult who's just going,
That's nice.
I feel like Mel's getting younger every week.
No, she's exploring new places now, and she's fucking excited.
You sure she doesn't have like the Benjamin Button disease or something?
Sick, nasty Benjamin Button.
She's finally in places she's never been before, and she's very.
All right, fair enough.
It's less that and more just the fact that she's allowed to be a gremlin now that she's not traumatized.
So Mel's just zooted. Got it.
Yeah.
You smoke plants to get high. I look at buggies.
We are not.
Oh no, she did that too.
Well, okay.
Why not to both?
Why not both?
Right. So we see Hayne coming with.
Greg is a not really elderly looking because you can't really be elderly.
And also dead.
Yeah,
It's a vibe though.
It's, but like you know what I I picture Greg as he's coming up like so he's a ghoul wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
It is somehow pristine against all the swamp and bog. Or is it very clearly worn?
It's seen better days.
Mm.
Definitely.
He just walks up and just goes, "Hello, friends of Hayne."
Hello. Mel answers before she even like turns around. Like she just hears the hello and just like replies back.
Everyone,
Orko.
this is my brood father, Greg.
Orca walks up, whole hand out. Pleasure to meet you, Greg.
Yeah.
I picture he looks at his hand, looks at Orcus. Maybe not.
No, he does something even funnier. He reaches out, shakes your hand, detaches his arm, says, "Thanks for holding that for me."
Okay. Mhm.
Orca doesn't drop it, but she stumbles to try to catch it, and she's just scared.
It's just holding itself up. Like,
Oh,
it's still shaking your hand.
Yeah, just hypotonic muscle.
Yep.
Huh.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
I go one by one, introducing everyone to Greg.
These are my friends, Dad.
Dad, these are my friends.
Yeah, Mel will
Every time that he introduces himself to each of you, Orca feels the handshake a little bit more.
Like it's stopping and starting, or just more vigorously each time? Oh, okay.
More vigorously, like it picks up a little bit, and then it goes back to like a slow.
Like he leans in to like shake their hand, but she
Yeah.
has it, so it's just shaking in her hand.
Yep.
That's stupid.
This, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Mel will do the
so
full
fitting.
like the bow nice thing, very much still holding a bug, but when he goes to reach out, like comes closer, she'll just like act like she's trading something for the bug, cause awkward. She doesn't fucking know.
I don't know what shake hand being here have bug.
Yeah, pretty much. No hand gone, bug.
Bug.
That is a beautiful beetle you found.
Thanks. I thought so
Here,
too.
have bug.
Personally, though, I don't want to keep it. I already have 25.
Very fair.
In various stages of undeath.
Come to think of it, he like lifts his shirt up a little bit. Yep, there's 3 of them.
Huey, Dewey, Louie, get out of there.
Anyway,
No,
what brings the
we-
lot of you in town?
Calls them by their proper names. Hubert, Dubert, and Lubert.
She just points at Hane.
Ah,
Right, so, this is the one I was telling you about, gesturing to Ren. Ren, this is me da. This is so weird without Tori here.
I know.
I don't know if
I
I'm
can't believe she missed
about it.
meeting my parents.
Yeah, it's fucked
She's
up.
gonna be so mad.
Yeah.
greetings are exchanged in one way or another.
Some awkward fumbling on her end because,
Because she's also awkward.
yeah.
Orca's trying to like find a polite way to gesture that he should take his hand and arm back. And she's just kind of awkwardly holding.
Just keeps trying to like give it back, and he's just ignoring, just oblivious.
she lets go of it. His hand is still holding onto hers, though.
Right. So, in our travels, she picked up a. To put it mildly, she picked up a stowaway, a fragment of a. Would you call it a god, a dark deity? Like how would you put it apart?
In Salmonota, we classify them as great ones.
So she picked up a fragment of a great one, and so I was hoping that one of the Shade Keepers may be able to tell if there was a way to remove it. Additionally, I've offered for her to join us. She wanted to view the ceremony first, though, before she made a decision.
Mel quietly in the back as she. Sorry.
We're beyond the first date territory, correct?
Yeah, we're beyond it, yes.
I just wanted to make sure, because if you brought her here as a first date, I would be questioning your sanity. But I don't see why that can't be done first. We, of course, have a ceremony coming up in approximately 32 hours.
glad we made it in time then.
Of course. As for the Shade Keepers, yeah, I mean, shouldn't be an issue. Of course, Reuven, once he removes himself from the very, very private situation that he's found himself in, I'm sure we'll be more than happy to assist you.
Fantastic.
Also, I'm terribly sorry for my poor hospitality. Would all of you like something to drink? We have everything from your regular water, not swamp water, up to the very strong alcoholic beers.
I don't know why I thought he was going to say up to spiders.
Spiders.
Fermented spiders.
Orca
Spiders it is.
Orca walks up, tries to make direct eye contact with him. I would love an alcoholic beverage, and here's your arm.
Thank you for holding that for me.
There's a really nice whiskey that they make from the peat moss. I highly recommend
I
it.
want to try that.
Every time Chris is just like excited gasp.
It's a local favorite.
If I like it enough, can I, like, buy a bottle?
Buy?
Oh.
I'll just give it to you.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, we kind of do kind of like a free trade thing here. We don't really use currency. It's just a community.
Fair.
All the gold does is pile up in the corner, and then we have no idea what to do with it.
Just gestures. There's just a giant mountain of gold in the corner. Oh.
Woe to me. So much gold. What
Yeah. Just a full dragon's horde.
All right, I guess we go get drinks then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll bring you over to a nice seating area. And for most of you, you don't understand what he says next. But in grave tongue, he calls over for some drinks for you guys.
Yay.
Yeah, after a short while, Shadekeeper Reuven would show up as well.
The man who's been fighting for his life.
Yep.
Oh, how old is this man?
The Shadekeeper?
Yes.
I believe he is an elf.
I guess just more accurate. How old does he look?
I mean, middle age would be my guess.
I mean, I was also going to say, well, he's also an elf, so, you know.
It's also a necromancer. So,
Yeah,
I don't know,
God knows.
yeah.
like you asked, like Hayne.
How old are
if
you?
there-
Yes.
you asked Hayne if there were liches, and Hayne was first thought was no. I'm like, well,
Well,
is that what Reuven is? I have no idea, actually.
listen. Look, Edward will look 20 forever. Well, that's because he gets to cheat.
That's
That doesn't
mildly
count if
upsetting.
you fuck death.
Who's?
Don't worry about it.
character from the last campaign.
Yeah.
Oh. For a moment, I was thinking literally like Edward Cullen, and I was very confused.
No.
No.
Closer than you think, though.
Yeah. He was 17 forever.
Anyway. He walks over after spotting the group of outcasts and Hain and Trig in the
And
seating area. Oh yeah, and Greg. Gotta get the name right.
There's an apostrophe there for a reason, Josh.
Yeah, my bad.
You think Josh cares about punctuation?
Yes, actually, I do.
He does. He's anal retentive about it.
I'm an anomaly.
I don't believe.
Kirsty, you're an exception. You know why.
Because I'm a fucking delight, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Yeah, as Ruben walks up, I just was like, Shakekeeper Ruben, glad you are feeling well.
Yeah.
Yes, I see Greg has informed you of the plight against my inner demons today.
You are good to be yes.
Right. Well, as you can see, Shadekeeper, I've brought some friends of mine. I was wondering if perhaps there was a few beds or hammocks that were free that they could use while they're staying with us.
We do have a few that are free. That, of course, your friends are welcome to make use of during their stay. How long will you be staying?
A few days at the least, until the next ceremony. There was also another matter that we wanted to speak with you specifically with, Shadekeeper, perhaps in a more private setting than this.
Yeah.
Of course. You may venture with me to the ceremony chamber, and we can discuss it there.
All right.
He just turns and begins walking away, not waiting for you all to stand up.
I have a feeling this conversation is not something that everyone else needs to be part of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy my peak.
Wolfhard like gets up and then just kind of like looks at Hayne like, do you want me to come with, or do you want me to not?
He gives you like a shrug. Where it's like, I don't know, it's up to you, man.
Okay.
Orca's eyes have just gotten excited at the realization that she's not going to be supervised. She's like, yes.
I didn't leave,
go.
bitch.
Also,
Greg is still there.
Yeah, Greg's still there.
And Trig, I assume.
Yeah, Trig would probably stay with you guys too.
I don't know about this magic shit. I'm gonna sit here and have a drink. Okay, but yeah, then in that case, Wolfhard will go with.
And then I'm assuming Ren would come too because it's about her.
Yeah.
I mean, she
And
kind of has.
then, and Cantor, are you staying or going?
Should I stay or should I go?
I mean, I can go. I don't mind.
Come on. So,
Alright, the 4 of you go, the other 4 of you stay behind. And to simplify things,
Elias is off doing his thing.
Elias.
the 4 of you go, the 3 of you stay, and the other one is MIA
It's head against the wall in fear.
somewhere. To simplify things, we'll end session there for the night.
Oh,
That's probably
Okay.
for the best.
Yeah.
Conversation's about to get a little heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
real quick, just so I don't forget, Mel's just because I find this funny. It's just so is him asking her to like do this basically an engagement ask?
Orca honestly wouldn't know what to say. She would just kind of be like, maybe.
All right, that's literally all I wanted to add. It was just the is this technically an engagement if she says yes to this?
Okay, but on that note, I will go ahead and end the recording here. So thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you next week.
Bye bye.